5. Make a conscious and willed effort to do something for the poor and the less fortunate than yourself. Jesus said, I was sick, and you visited me. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was homeless, you housed me. I was hungry, you fed me. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. And they said, well, Lord, when did we ever see you hungry or thirsty or homeless or sick or a stranger and provide for your needs? And Jesus says, insofar as you did it for the least of my brethren, you did it for me. And insofar as you neglected to do it for the least of my brethren, meaning the poor and the disenfranchised, the elderly, the sick, and so forth, insofar as you neglected to take care of them, you neglected to take care of me. You see, Jesus united himself with all the poor and the suffering. We need to care about this. This year, do something serious, significant, for those less fortunate than yourself. It's a mandate. It's a gospel mandate. We have to. We have to. Visit the sick. Shut-ins. People in nursing homes, maybe in your own family. So many elderly people are alone today. So many of them live in sad, lonely circumstances. No one to pay any attention to them, to comfort them. That's a crime. We need to do it. If we don't do it, who's going to do it? Catholics and Christians don't care for these people. Who will? No one will. And so this year, do that. You know, maybe it means dedicating an hour of your time to go to the local soup kitchen and feed the hungry, right? Maybe it means going to the hospital to volunteer. You know, the candy stripers come to mind. Volunteerism is a very good thing. We need to do this. We need to care for those whose circumstances are not so great. You know, you and I might be there one day. You and I could be sick in the hospital. You and I could be elderly, you know. It's like my grandmother one day. She was 94 in a nursing home. She looked around and said, look at all these old people. Boy, she was the oldest one in the joint. Look at all these old people. She said, I'm the Lone Ranger. She'd outlived everybody, you know. Outlived my grandfather, her 8 brothers and sisters. She was the last one. And I'm sure at times she was lonely. And we visited her. We tried to make her life better at the end. So little acts of kindness go a long, long way. 6, consider helping your parish in one of their programs. Be a lector, Eucharistic minister. You know, over the years I've had letters from people who have qualms about being Eucharistic minister. And I understand where the qualms come from. Certainly the Holy Eucharist is to be treated with the greatest of reverence. Certainly the deacon and the priest and the bishop, they are the ordinary ministers of the Holy Eucharist. Certainly. But you know there are many, many places today where if the priest doesn't have help from the lay people to bring Holy Communion to various places, nursing homes, hospitals, jails, and so forth, the people will not get Jesus in the Eucharist when they need him the most, when they're in distress. Now, are you worthy to handle the Blessed Sacrament? No, you're not, and neither am I, and neither is anybody else. Nobody's worthy. The only one worthy is Jesus, but he shares his life with us. And so if your pastor, priest in your parish needs help don't be afraid to help them. You know, maybe you have different programs. You might have a ministry to the poor from your parish. Lend a helping hand. It could be in something simple, something humble. My Aunt Mary and my grandmother, they cleaned the floor. You know, they cleaned the rectory. They cleaned the church, right? Scrubbed the floors, right? Cooked for the priest. There's so many things that you can do to help your parish. The parish is the focal point of the church's life, really. The Eucharist, certainly, but the Eucharist, for most of it, sets in the parish. And so the parish is important. Love your local priest. Help him out, if you can. That'd be a great thing to do, and it will help you in your spiritual journey as well.